being in a collective like Wu-Tang and having these solo albums and things of that nature, we're used to it.
Okay.
So a win for one is a win for all. I recently seen was it during the Super? Yeah, it was during the Super Bowl. Raekwon was in the Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
What? I jumped higher in the sky than I did for that Rihanna performance, which was fire.
Yes.
And I looked at it like that is a win for us. Wu Tang is definitely a part of this culture. You can't even call us rappers anymore. We're like a franchise and
N-
a enterprise. You know what I mean? It's gotten to a point where people that don't even know the individual members know who Wu Tang is, and that is the point of the whole thing.
Well, you guys are an example, right?
Absolutely.
You know, when you think about the groups from back in the day that were able to do not only amazing, I guess you could say amazing business together, but they were able to go out and then do amazing business separate
Yeah.
and highlight the talent of the various different individuals in the group. Wu Tang, I mean, god damn, man, you know, deep you were, but the fact that the conversations attached to the individuals were
Mm,
never were never not aligned with the greatness of the group. The greatness of the group was always a conversation. And then the greatness attached to the individuals was so dope because they gave you all great opportunities, right? Like when you
absolutely.
talk about Raekwon, when you talk about Ghost, when you talk about you, when you talk about RZA, you talk about ODB. Like, you know, you're literally talking about, and I know I'm leaving some out, but you're talking about, oh wow, great solo moments, but together, the
Oh,
historic enterprise that you guys created
yeah.
is insane. And now your story is even being told. How the do you feel when you see that? There's a television show
Yeah.
based off of the Wu-Tang Clan
Yeah.
and their road too. Do you have a feeling?
Yeah. It's crazy because RZA, like I said, this man is a genius. I know that term gets thrown around a lot, but he is an actual genius. Changed the game, and that term gets thrown around a lot. There was never in the history of music where a group signed as a group with the option to sign as solo artists with other labels. Labels, one thing they don't do is play nice with each other.
Yeah, they don't
They're
share.
not going to share money. So to have me on Def Jam, just on Geffen, and Raekwon, at the home team loud, you had these three labels working together for our cause.
Wow.
Unheard of.
Wow.
Unheard of, which in terms of changing the game, that's changing the game right there. You had people actually asking for Wu-Tang deals. So to see this thing come to fruition on screen, it was a no-brainer for me knowing how RZA works. And knowing now what I mean, in hindsight, in the beginning, it was more or less like, wow, they're taking a lot of liberties here
Mhm.
with story. But in hindsight, knowing how some of these things work and embellishments, and sometimes, dudes still be having like open cases and shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
I haven't watched an episode personally, but I get the scripts ahead of time. And I mean, everything ain't for everybody. That's all I could say. You know what I'm saying? But you
Is
got to
it
take
is
all
it a
grain of
is
salt.
it a are you not watching it because it's like, look, it's I don't want to have the energy or attitude attached to something that's being creative that's not aligned with where they're going. I want to love it and I want to keep it in the place of love. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to put myself in a place to have anything opposite of that.
you
Is
hit the
that
nail.
a reason? Is
You
that a
hit the nail
stance?
on the head. Yes, you
Got
hit
it.
the nail on the head.
Got it. And
I
by the way,
didn't
by the
wanna
way,
mess. Yeah,
rightfully so.
yeah. I didn't want to mess
Rightfully
with their
so.
process. I did not want to mess with their process. These people get paid to do these things. I mean, you're talking about Hulu and Imagine. Imagine Brian Grazer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? And sometimes you just got to step back and let it do what it does, and keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? People enjoy the show though, and I personally picked Dave to play me, and I feel like Dave is doing an excellent job on that show. Who wouldn't want an MC to play
To
them?
play you.
You know what I mean?
By the
It's
way,
like
he is doing an amazing job. I watched season one. I
yeah,
watched season one because I was curious to see what it was,
right.
and how the story is going to be told. But I look at it from a different lens, though. Matt, I'm a creative, so I can put my producer hat on and I can
Yes, I know.
understand where the world of storytelling can be embellished, where it can, be generated and navigated for the sake of the pilot, the time. We got to make the people care. We got to raise the stakes. I can see all of that stuff. But I also definitely understand your stance.